Yo, what's up you guys? It's your boy Shieldcoomer, and today we're gonna be covering another one of these keys, as we usually do. You know, welcome to Dragonflight. Sorry about not really posting that much lately. I've been loving Dragonflight, but I did get sick at some point, and a lot of things has, you know, happened both in game and IRL that just kind of prevented me from making videos, but, you know, probably most of you don't really care about that, so let's just jump into the action. I'll be covering Shadowmoon, Burial Grounds, plus 20. As you can see, Fortified, Spiteful, Grievous, Thundering. I mean, Thundering is, yeah, it's always Thundering. Sag. From Holy Priest perspective. Now, if you're asking me why I'm not playing Disc, I actually like Disc at the moment. Sorry, this is gonna be like a little bit of a longer... I just want to go over why I'm playing Holy at the moment. This is pretty capped right now on how much healing it can do, and its sustain is pretty bad, so I find it for Grievous weeks to be really painful to play. Right now, as I'm making this video, we are in a tyrannical week, and there's no Grievous, so I'm playing more Disc, but on some keys it's still better to play Holy simply because it does more healing. Now, however, something I'm very excited is... exactly on my birthday, in 2 days, we're getting a new patch, 10.5 or whatever it's called, 0.05. It's gonna be absolutely amazing, guys. I love disc changes that happened there. I think M+ is gonna see us finally play that dark disc that everybody's talking about with the Shadow Covenant build. I'll go over builds and what to do and stuff like that as it gets released and as I test it out a little bit. I definitely want to make some guides for you and stuff. I've been wanting to do that forever, and I promised I will do it, but I didn't. I'm sorry about that. I will make it up to you guys. There's gonna be some fun guides for both Raid and M+ in the future. There, I was just checking if he has the mana thing, because I don't know. I don't like it pisses me off when evokers don't have, you know, the mana spell. I always forget what it's called, but yeah. Right, let's focus a little bit now on what's happening in front of us. Enough about the future and the plans. It's just that I haven't posted in a while, and I genuinely wanted to for quite some time, but I don't know, I always find some excuse not to. But I finally did some serious, let's call this a serious key, although, you know, as I always say with these things are relative, guys. I mean, some people will find 20s like, oh my god, how do you even get to 20? Whereas some people will look at 20 and they will be like, 20? Bro, 20, like I play that with my feet, you know. So it's always like that, you know. I make these videos to hopefully help somebody, maybe learn something and play a little bit better. Also because I enjoy making them, and also because at the end of the day, watching myself play helps me improve my mistakes as well, and that's always exciting. Also, you know, as I said, like I hope some people find it helpful and entertaining as well. I try my best, guys. You know, it's, you know, a lot of people upload these videos without any commentary or anything, and I'm not saying that's not entertaining. I'm not like trying to bash anyone or say anything bad, but as we lost the tank there, because yeah, you can't really tank these guys, especially not on Fortified, but it is what it is. It's just that I personally like to tell you guys my thought process behind these things, and as I said, like if you're, you know, maybe a little bit newer player, you're still learning, you know, or maybe you don't play that seriously, but you're struggling and stuff, you know, maybe you want to come here and you see something and I say some things that will help you learn something, and I think that's personally I think that's kind of good. But here I'm trying to mindsuit this guy, but you can't mindsuit him, so I guess it's good, you know. You can, however, pass pretty close if you pop Fade, but yeah, usually you can. Alright. Let's focus on gameplay a little bit now. Shadowmoon Burial Grounds is honestly one of the easiest keys this season, if not the easiest. Most people have that one on the highest, people that actually want to push and stuff. I'm not gonna go over like everything and stuff, because everything is pretty straightforward and pretty easy. I will, however, tell you a couple of things that I personally find helpful. Also, do keep in mind that I am as well still learning and stuff. As I've said, I have been sick, so I haven't really been taking like keys that seriously yet. I'm back now, and I definitely want to push, so you will see more videos soon. These mobs just hit the tank really hard. As you can see, he dies again here, but if I remember correctly, we're gonna do some really cool dodging here, and I think we're gonna make it out of here alive. By the way, I've been playing here with some friends that I haven't played in like 2 seasons with, and they randomly messaged me. They were like, yo, wanna play? I was like, okay. We just randomly did this key. These are technically not bugs, although since we haven't really coordinated or talked, you might as well be. But yeah, it was overall a pretty enjoyable experience. You know, it's always nice when, you know, you don't play with certain friends for a while and then you get back with them and, you know, good vibes and stuff. Alright. So, this boss is pretty straightforward. I'm just gonna go over, like, there are some optimizations you can do with movement and stuff. I'm not really that good at it, to be completely honest with you. There is, like, placing the things that fall from sky. I always forget what they're called. The shadow, I don't know, just placing them efficiently. You don't want to place them, you know, also at the places where you're gonna have to hide from the moon, from the darkness and stuff. Just these little things, but you know, I think even for a 20 that's not really that relevant. And here you can see me popping the new talent, which is absolutely amazing, guys. The talent is called Imperial Blaze, and in my opinion it has made Holy Priest way more fun spec to play. And here I even get offensive a little bit, but I chose a really bad time to do it. So what I did is I popped Divine Word and then Chastise, which basically allows our smite to deal more damage, and it also means that it has a chance to apply Holy Fire onto the boss. And since Dragonflight, we don't overlap the dot anymore. We extend it every time we reapply Holy Fire. So that is super cool, and I just really think that that is like such an improvement to this spec overall, and it made me enjoy it way more. I still prefer Disc, and I still like Disc way more, and I think it's a more fun spec and whatnot, but you definitely want to be a little bit more careful with these offensive times and stuff. As you can see there, I almost died. But yeah, the spec is now at least able to do some damage. The main flaw still of Holy Priest compared to Disc is that you must make a choice. There is no option for you to both DPS and heal, whereas Disc literally heals through DPSing. That is the crucial difference. This is why Disc is always favored in like progression and stuff. It is because it's simply a spec that can do both at the same time, and on high level, you know, optimizing your healers, DPS and stuff is very important. By the way, in dungeons, I don't actually like this spell too much. It's a habit to cast it from raid, but I think doing Divine Word and then doing Sanctify is not that great. I prefer Serenity, because then you can, you know, do that your light weaving thing. By the way, light weaving is also really cool. It's kind of reminiscent of our legendaries back in Shadowlands. You basically get a stack every time you cast what do you call it, flash heal, and then your heal is faster. So basically you can weave it in, like you can do flash heal, heal, flash heal, heal, or you can do 2 flash heals and then 1 heal, then flash heal, heal. You know, there's a lot of options, but either way it's good. And if you combine it with Divine Word into Serenity, then you definitely have, you know, way less mana issues, and it just overall feels good to cast it because it does more healing and stuff. I have no idea what I was doing here. What am I even doing? Oh, I think I wanted potions. Right. And while I was doing my potion thing, my boys died. That's kind of on me. Sorry. I remember here I was really tired, and I remember looking at myself here and saying like, what? Yeah, that was really stupid.
Empowered.
And back to pull. This pull is actually pretty dangerous, by the way. There's a couple of ways to do it. You can not interrupt the nations at all, and then it will go on tank, and then tank is just chilling. Or you can interrupt everything if you feel confident. I am honestly at the moment not really sure what is the most optimal way to do it, but from what I have seen personally, obviously depends on what week it is and the affixes and stuff, but from what I've seen, it's pretty chill to just not interrupt the nations and interrupt the other things, and then it's simpler. I think that you need less interrupts, but overall I feel like we handled this spec on an acceptable level. It was a little bit stressful, but I think it can be much cleaner. But I guess you can say that for almost everything. Yeah, you can see how like I'm doing. Obviously, guys, I just want to say this. There's a reason why Druid and Evoker are meta right now, and besides being amazing at healing, Evoker is just absolutely busted damage-wise. The damage that spec deals is just insane, and how little effort it requires is even crazier. Like, to deal damage, I mean, you just need like 2 spells and you do like 3 times the damage. I have Evoker ult, and I'm like, he's like 10-15 eye levels behind my main, and he's like not even fully enchanted, and I'm still learning how to play the spec, and I do like 2 times the damage that my main does in the dungeon. It's insane. Evokers are just right now busted. They're getting some changes next patch, but some people are saying it's nerfs, some people are saying it's buffs even. I don't think damage got changed much, so they're still really good. Highly recommend trying them out while they're still this great, you know. It's a new spec, so everybody knew it's gonna be good, but honestly, Devastation hasn't done that hot, whereas Preservation has just been absolutely taking over. It's insane how good it is. But for us peasants that, you know, like to play priests, you know, I will post some Evoker keys as well eventually, once I get good enough, once I feel like I actually have something to say about the spec and stuff. I'm still kind of getting the gist of it. It is a little bit more sophisticated healer. It definitely, you know, it's not like, it's not just press healing buttons like Holy is. You need to actually, well, Holy did get a couple of sophisticated buttons as well now, but for the most part Holy is still, I think, the best cookie cutter healer for anybody out there that is just starting to heal. I feel like I've heard a lot of times friends say like, oh man, I want to try healing, but every time I try healing I struggle, and then I always say this, I think like best healer you can do first is, I think, Holy Priest. I think it's just such a straightforward healing spec. You can play it in so many different ways as well and be effective. Obviously at higher level, you know, things change and things get a little bit more complicated, but the very basics and everything is just, you're just chilling, and you just see somebody starting to lose HP, you just press your button, you click them, you won. That's it. Like, not much thinking, you know, whereas a lot of other specs you need to kind of like anticipate stuff. I guess Shaman is the same, but Shaman has a lot of buttons. That's why I don't recommend Shami or Holy Pala. Holy Pala is complicated because they're melee, and they have kind of complicated resource management. I mean, I say complicated, you know, everything is relevant once again, but it is definitely more complex than Holy. Holy is just like, don't run out of mana. And even if you do, now you have like 3 buttons to recover it, so 2 or 3. Count potions and stuff, but yeah. Okay, yeah, by the way, this boss, I've just been trying to deal damage, and as you can see, I'm doing like 20k single target damage. That is, I'm not sure how that compares to other healers at the moment. As I said, Evoker is pretty busted, but I think that is a respectable amount of damage. Honestly, not much going on this boss, so I wouldn't waste my divine words on the healing things. You just do it on the on chastise, and then you get those, you know, holy fires from smiting, and you deal more damage. It's pretty good. Highly recommend it. Try it out, it's really fun as well. And then you can follow it up with Imperial Blaze, spam some more holy fires, and you get like a 1-minute holy fire duration, and the boss just takes a lot of damage, and you're just spamming smites and stuff, and then healing obviously whenever you need to. Grievous is making that a little bit more complicated, but overall, as I said, trust me, it's super fun to do. Here, again, see, not interrupting damnation, that's smart. We're just trying to attack these guys as much as we can. Dealing damage. Dies. I think he took aggro, to be honest. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, actually. I kind of want to do, like, in the future. Tell me what you guys think. I mean, if you're new to the channel, welcome. You know, if you're listening, if you're watching. Hope the content is okay, but I do want to make these videos a little bit more sophisticated in the future. I want to kind of, like, isolate cases and cover them from various, like, POVs, sort of like obviously I can't make other people like send me their POV and stuff, but I'm just like trying to kind of like think what the other person could have done and what I could have done differently so that the outcome is better than it was. In that way, you know, I will learn and you guys hopefully will learn, and it will also be entertaining and stuff. So I'm not just gonna like play these videos and then talk over them. I plan to kind of like do some edits and cuts and stuff, so yeah, we're not just kind of like wasting time and things like that. I do want them to be a little bit shorter. I don't think like a lot of people are interested in watching a full like 33-minute video, but you know, I do hope people find it somewhat entertaining and helpful. And here this pool is also kind of dangerous. I think, if I remember correctly, I actually forgot to take the disease dispel here. Always take disease dispel for this dungeon, I think, especially on fortified weeks. This kind of hurts pretty hard. It's worth it, and there's a lot of talents you can drop for this. I actually did take it apparently. Oh yeah, I took it. Okay, I'm smarter. I know there's a couple of times I forget to take it, and it's just like, it's just lack of experience at the moment. I mean, for this season, you know, with the new talent trees and stuff, it really is sometimes hard to remember like the change for everything and stuff like that. But I really love what they have done with talents. I will post like a pretty big video sometime soon covering talents and stuff. I really have a lot of opinions on a lot of talents, and I've tried some things out myself, and I just want to like go over it. And I'm also curious to see what you guys think about these things. I'm always happy to like read comments and see what people are thinking about the builds and stuff, so I'm looking forward to doing that. And here these packs, as I said, they're pretty chill. The only dangerous part is that what do you call it? I guess we're about to see it now, so I'll remember what it's called, but it's like a burst heal AoE, yeah, necrotic burst. This thing also reduces the healing down, so it's very dangerous to let it through, especially on a high fortified key. I would say it's probably the only place in this dungeon where you are really like, it's not the only place, but it is one of the places where you can really kind of wipe if you don't interrupt properly. Alright, these worms, honestly, nothing to say, nothing to do here, just DPS, and we'll pull bats into them and just dispel, do your AoE, you know. I'm not playing a Holy Nova, but you know, I think in this dungeon it's pretty good actually. I think not in every dungeon it's worth taking it. I also don't know what I would drop with it. Maybe you can drop something like, probably there's a lot of talents you can drop probably, but I think in this one it's good. Like here I would be spamming Holy Nova, 5 targets, you definitely want a Holy Nova. That's the only, not the only, but one of the flaws of Holy Priest is definitely the lack of AoE. We only have Divine Star or Halo, and then spreading our dots, which both isn't honestly that impressive. So
empower.
Oh yeah, I also, guys, I had to rework my UI. As you maybe have noticed if you watched the channel in Shadowlands, you will notice that things look different. I'm trying to make it better for you guys, actually, and for me, of course, but mostly so people can see what's happening. I've been trying to like do icons and stuff, and it's a lot of work, but as I said, it benefits both you and me, guys. So hopefully I'll get it done soon. And I also want to do like the global, I had global CDs history tracker on for the previous videos, but I don't anymore. And the reason is very simple, it's because
Body slam.
The thing wasn't updated properly, so I dropped it, and then I tried a few other ones and I didn't like any of them. And then I also had some performance issues, so I was eliminating add-ons one by one, trying to find what it was, and amongst others, I think I found one of those global CD trackers to cause some issues, so I've been reluctant to add them back, but it's, as I said, I think it's because they haven't been updated. By now they probably are, so I will be adding them back so you guys can actually see what buttons I'm pressing and stuff. And yeah, here, highly recommend lasting this boss over last boss. You shouldn't struggle with last boss even with or without last. So for this boss, I think it's much worth it to just last, just to make it quicker, because this boss genuinely takes forever. I'm not sure what we do here. I'm not sure if we will last or not. I guess we're about to find out. Here, just be careful. Corpse Breath actually deals damage. This boss is very simple, it's very easy, but as you can see with Grievous, I actually don't have that much time to DPS. Weirdly enough, this is why nowadays I play Disc in this dungeon, because I think the healing requirements for this one are actually kind of chill compared to the like other dungeons in this current expansion. So I think Disc here can work even before the buff. I think once we get buffed, we'll be viable way more than we are now. I'm not really sure if it will shoot us in, you know, skies and make us like compete with evokers or druids, but it will definitely be a healthy change for this pack. I can't wait. I'm really anxious to, not anxious, excited to see it. Overall, people are saying it's about like 20% buff or something, which is really big. Like in a game like this, 20% buff is crazy. Alright. As I said, pretty chill boss. One thing I will say, make sure you're baiting the... which I'm not doing here, by the way, because I'm still... At this point, I think I was still kind of like, let's say, new to pushing. In these dungeons, like in this expansion. You want to bait the pulls for your melee players. It really sucks when he's doing inhale and nobody can DPS. But overall, as I said, this boss is pretty chill.
Inhale.
I even get sucked in here. This is something that's very interesting, actually. This is a good lesson. So the pulls, you should keep track of what pulls have spawned last. And here I just can't get onto this waterfall. Almost died to Grievous because of it. So yeah, be careful. Track pulls, because they can disappear during inhale on certain overlaps, and that sucks. You know, you don't want to have this happen. You know, with different affixes, this could have been that. So definitely not something you want to happen in your runs. So just be careful with that, and you know, do your best to kind of like bait pulls properly, so you can always have a fresh pull for the full duration of inhale.
Body slam.
5, 4.
Inhale. 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 Body slam. Body slam. Body slam.
Marked by lightning.
And here, as you can see, this boss really is taking forever, which is why I said a lot of people like to last here. And here I made a mistake. I kind of underestimated the amount of damage that he will do, and I don't think I healed myself. If you look, I had all the buttons available. I could have pressed Healthstone, I could have pressed Desperate Prayer, I could have pressed Guardian Spirit, I could have pressed anything really, but I just didn't, because I thought I had one more global city to do. It's just frustration from the length of this fight, basically. Here I didn't want to pick up CR because I think it's a waste. Better save it, you know, maybe we screw something up later or whatnot.
Inhale.
So just saving it here, and then I'll, you know, hoping my boys don't die while I'm rezzing. I didn't know that I can release here, by the way. So yeah, you can release after its third boss, which is this, and second boss. They have respawn points. First one doesn't, by the way. So if you die after first one, it's not very good to release. In general, you want to be careful with releases in timed content. It's very important, but I have definitely failed a bunch of keys because people are releasing in a weird way. But anyway, here you can see how dangerous the burst, whatever it's called. I forgot again. This necrotic burst. Very dangerous spell. It reduces the healing. It deals a lot of damage. It's very important. You get that interrupted.
4.
Obviously, since I did actually remember to take Dispel Disease. Bats are not a priority. You can just stun them, fear them, do whatever you want with them. But the spiders need to be interrupted. So it's good to save interrupts for that. And here I want to say you should be very careful with using CDs, because you definitely want to have some CDs for the upcoming ads, which in my opinion are some of the most dangerous ads this expansion.
Empower.
Void Pulse. Void Pulse. Void Eruptions.
It's just these two, they're incredibly strong. They hit really hard on that overlap when both of them cast when both of them are casting the, what do you call it, Void Pulse.
Void Eruptions.
People need to be very careful, and also like personal usage as you push higher. People need to even use immunities, health stones, health pots,
5,
whatever you can,
4.
and then rotate. You also have guardian spirits, so you can put it on yourself if others don't need help, or you can put it on someone else and then heal yourself. But I mean, you can also line of sight them, by the way, so as we did earlier, right? The purple spot will line of sight them if tank positions them properly, so that's something to do in a coordinated group. I recommend it. Why not? Save yourself some time, save yourself some healing and the troubles potentially dying, and just hide instead of tanking it. Yeah. There's Zul, by the way, really nasty boss.
Malevolence.
This boss is again
Omen
taking
of Death.
forever. It's a very long boss, very exhausting fight. I'll tell you how to deal with most things, though. It's very simple. It's all about positioning.
Omen
With
of
this
Death.
one, Omen
Ritual
will
of
go,
Bones.
it has a priority. Now, somebody correct me if I'm wrong,
Malevolence.
don't quote me on this, but if I'm not mistaken, Omen has a priority. It will always go to a ranged DPS. If there is no
Malevolence.
ranged DPS available, then it will go on healer. If there is multiple ranged DPSers, then it's random on who it goes. Some people are saying it's distance based, but I think it's random.
Malevolence.
Obviously, as I said, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Omen of Death.
So you use this knowledge to bait, ideally some like DPS with
Malevolence.
high mobility,
Empower.
such as Hunter, or I mean Evoker is perfect example of that,
Omen of Death.
or even Mage that can blink, even Warlock that can use
Malevolence.
Circle every now and then. We are not bad for it, but we will take a big hit,
of
especially on
Death.
Tyrannical High.
Malevolence.
As you can see, even here on Fortified, it slaps pretty
Ritual
hard
of
if you don't
Bones.
dodge the initial hit. It's distance-based damage, so you want to get as far away as you can from them.
Malevolence.
And then once you have planted your omens, then you go for the Ritual of Bones that is the furthest away from the omens, as we have done here. I think this was a perfect showcase of
Malevolence.
exactly what I'm talking about. And these overlaps here are dangerous as well. These malevolence
Omen of Death.
into
Malevolence.
the Ritual of Bones is very dangerous. It is definitely something you want to pay attention to. People need to be positioned properly. Ideally, you can bait into the previous position and then move into the
Omen of
new
Death.
one, or you can like bait malevolence forward, go backward. There's like obviously a bunch of ways to deal
5,
with it.
4,
What's most optimal
3.
probably depends on what your
Omen of
group
Death.
feels comfortable, but point is don't get hit, because really
Malevolence.
after buff to this dungeon, like if you get touched by anything purple, you're dead. I think only tank can live, but even they have like
Malevolence.
trouble. It's a lot of like CDs required and stuff. So yeah, just don't get touched by anything purple. You will get
Malevolence.
fucked up, fudged up. Let's not use swear
of
words.
Death.
As you can see here, and I think I actually keep him alive here if I remember. Look, he used all
Malevolence.
CDs. I put a guardian spirit as well, and but I think that's because
of
monks have
Death.
dampen, right? So they just ignore all of that damage.
Malevolence.
But not a lot of classes can survive it. So yeah, just be careful. Better safe than sorry, obviously. Always when you can dodge stuff,
Omen of Death.
you want to dodge it, and that's it.
Malevolence.
Alright, guys. Sorry, it's been a while since I've been making these
Ritual
videos.
of
I feel like a little bit rusty and nervous, to be honest. It's been a while, but I want to say thank you for watching. I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and hang in there. There will be more coming soon. Also some disc videos, and I'll cover over some builds and stuff you can do as a holy and disc priest in both dungeons and raids coming soon. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're feeling extra spicy for more content. Thank you guys for watching. Much love. and I will see you guys next time. Peace, bye.